Isaiah, as a team leader and as a guy who is a team leader, how did you guys react to the beginning of the game when they come out, score quickly, the blocked punt, they're up 14-0 before you know it? How did the team react to that, and what was your role in that?
I mean, initially, we were, obviously disappointed, kind of bummed, but, we couldn't get too down. Coach Grinch always preaches about controlled emotions. So you got to control your emotions in the game, and it's a four-quarter game. And every time something happened that didn't go our way, he would always say there's a lot of time left on that clock. And we would always look up and like, man, he's right. And I would talk to the guys and like, man, we've been in worse situations. I'm over there with Perrion, Moran, the rest of the D-line. We've been in worse situations. I mean, first thing we think of, 28-3 against Baylor down there in Waco. So we weren't down, we weren't stressed or anything like that. We just had to play our version of football, and we did that at the end.
Thanks, Isaiah.
Go to Eric Bailey and then Bob Penney.
Isaiah, congratulations. I want to just ask you about just the momentum the defense had in the second half when you really allowed the offense to work their way back, get some big sacks, big stops overall.
Yeah, the defense, we came alive in that second half. It sucks we haven't been able to start the game how we wanted to. But man, it feels good to always finish the way we want to. And I know that's one thing we always harp on, start fast, but finish strong, finishing. You can only win the game in the fourth. And with the offense coming alive as well, Coach always says you can't beat us scoring in threes or not scoring at all. And obviously they scored many touchdowns like that early in the game. But then the second half, that came to a halt. So when we, got the offensive ball, they got in their groove, we just trusted them and they trusted us, and we got the outcome we wanted at the end of the day, as we all seen.
Thanks, Isaiah. Congratulations.
Go to Bob Prisbillo.
Isaiah, what was the mood at halftime? And it's 41-23. Was there ever a point where you start looking at the clock and just wondering, do we have enough time to do anything?
No, not one time did we say, do we have enough time, or like, I don't think we have enough time. The mood in the locker room, obviously, we weren't, going crazy or anything like that. We were just, talking to amongst ourselves, and, we had a couple leaders step up and talk. And initially, Coach Riley spoke to the team, and, first thing that they always say is we've been in worse situations. It's not over. This game's a four-quarter game every year. OU Texas, four-quarter or more game. And you never know what it's going to take. Coach always emphasizes that it takes what it takes. And today it took 4 quarters, and we finished it.
Go to Ryan Chapman and then Jeannie Carlson after that. Ryan?
Hey, real quick, I want to follow up on what you just said there. Who were the guys that stepped up and talked to the team there at halftime? For sure,
I know Brian Asamoah did, Justin Burrows did, and I was the one speaking amongst my group, but the ones who spoke to the defense out loud was definitely Brian Asamoah and Justin Burrows. Those two guys, they're really good vocally out there when we need someone to speak up, if someone isn't. So, those are the two guys who carry a lot of emotion and also let it out when we need it.
And then I was also going to ask, obviously, Bijan Robinson had like 100 yards, basically, I think 102 in the first half. You held him to 35, I believe, in the second half. What adjustments did you see out there that you guys were able to really bottle him up and contain it there throughout the second half?
I mean, in all honesty, we didn't make a lot of adjustments at all. I mean, the only adjustment that I say we probably made was moving me inside more for the rest of the game. Other than that, we just told each other, like, we got to do our job, and it's not what they're doing that's not giving us success. It's what we're not doing that's giving them success. And when we played our standard and played our bottom line, we were balls to the wall. And as you said, like, we held them to 30 yards, and it could have been like that in both halves. But we ended how we wanted though.
Thanks, Isaiah.
Yep.
Go to Jenny Carlson and then Carrie Murdoch.
Hey, Isaiah, you said you didn't do anything different, but obviously the pressure that you guys were able to get on Casey and to contain Bijan in the second half, was that a talking point? Was that something you guys really were focused in on doing in the second half, especially on the defensive front?
Yeah, for sure. When it came to bottling up the running game, I mean, we were more so saying make the initial tackle, and he shouldn't be able to cross and cut the field, if we're running to the ball like that. So we emphasized that for sure, and also emphasized getting knocked back and keeping the quarterback in the pocket and getting some penetration up front so our ends can fly up the field, and do what they want to do. And even when I got moved out to end, I kind of switched up my rush. I had a spin move. I don't know if y'all seen that. It's actually pretty nice. Y'all go back and look at it. I had a spin move, hit the quarterback. But other than that, no, we just emphasized what we had to do to make sure that the offense didn't get what they wanted.
We'll get that in the film study. Thanks.
Oh yeah, it's at the end of the game.
Go to Carrie Murdoch for final question for Isaiah. Carrie.
My mic's working, Isaiah.
All right, bet. Finally.
I think. I think you played inside more tonight maybe than you had all year. I know you were doing some, twists and stuff, but was that a discussion maybe that was at halftime where the coaches came to you and said we need you to be on the interior a little bit more? Because you and Perrion really were able to kind of get to Bijan, I thought, a lot more in the second half before he could get going.
Yeah, so throughout this week at practice, as you saw out there, we had a couple of D tackles down, and with them knowing and you guys knowing, I played D tackle at the back half of the season last year. Coach Tibbs came to me. He went to Coach Kane and said, "Can I get something from you at D tackle? You got some plays in you." I was like, "Yeah, for sure." Then at halftime, like you mentioned, it became like basically a final decision. Like they want me and P inside, Nick on the edge and Reggie or Ethan out there. So it was a decision that the coaches made that they were comfortable with, and I feel it's good to have them be able to trust me to be able to play inside and out and do different things and be able to help out our defense.
To celebrate the victory, do you think you should be allowed to pick the cheese that goes on Jalen's honey buns?
Yeah, definitely. I definitely do. I might throw away all his honey buns actually, and also take Nick's dog. If y'all don't get that, y'all missed out.
Thanks, Jalen.